Tesla just announced they're delivering their first self-driving Model Y in June, a car that drives itself from the factory to your doorstep. No human driver, no steering wheel touched. This is either the future arriving early or a massive gamble with public safety. Elon Musk dropped this bombshell Thursday, saying Tesla's been testing driverless Model Y cars on Austin streets for several days, with zero incidents. He's calling it a month ahead of schedule. The plan? Launch a Robotaxi service June 12th with 10 to 20 vehicles cruising around Austin. But here's where things get interesting, and maybe a little concerning. While Musk celebrates being ahead of schedule, the reality is Tesla only started testing without safety drivers a few days ago. Compare that to Waymo, who tested for 6 months with safety drivers and another 6 months without them before launching in Austin. That's a year of testing versus a few days. You do the math. Austin city officials are worried. They told Fortune they're missing crucial information about Tesla's robotaxi service. Emergency responders don't have the planning guides they asked for. Nobody knows exactly what level of autonomy these vehicles will use. The city transportation department is basically flying blind here, and the launch is supposedly weeks away. This isn't just about corporate competition. It's about real cars on real streets with real people walking around. Remember, Tesla's full self-driving has been under federal investigation since October for crashes in poor visibility conditions. Just last December, they recalled nearly 2 million vehicles after about 1,000 crashes involving their autopilot system. Let me paint a picture of what we're actually talking about. These Model Y robotaxis will use what Tesla calls FSD Unsupervised. No human backup, remote operators will monitor the fleet, but Musk says as confidence grows, they'll need less oversight. The cars will be geofenced to specific areas of Austin, basically restricted to zones Tesla considers safest. The timing here is fascinating. Tesla reported its first ever drop in annual deliveries. Their automotive revenue fell 20% in the first quarter of 2025. Musk blamed it on factory retooling for the refreshed Model Y, but the political backlash from his Trump administration involvement isn't helping sales either. This robotaxi push feels like a Hail Mary to prove Tesla is still the innovation leader. Meanwhile, Waymo is already doing 250,000 paid trips every week across multiple cities. They've logged 56.7 million autonomous miles, all without human supervision. Their Jaguar I-Pace vehicles use 5 lidar sensors, 6 radars, and 29 cameras. Tesla? They're betting everything on cameras and AI, calling lidar an expensive crutch. Musk literally removed lidar from test vehicles in 2021. The technical divide is massive. Waymo creates detailed maps of every city before deploying. They know every pothole, every traffic pattern. Tesla's approach is more ambitious. They want their cars to drive anywhere, anytime, using just cameras and neural networks. It's like the difference between following a GPS versus navigating by landmarks. Here's a scary reality check. 2 months ago, a Tesla on the latest full self-driving update suddenly veered off an Alabama road and flipped upside down. The driver said he was paying attention but couldn't react in time. The car gave him less than 1 second before disaster struck. This is the same FSD technology that's supposed to power these robotaxis. The economics are wild too. Tesla is planning to launch a dedicated robotaxi called the Cybercab by 2026. No steering wheel, no pedals, priced under $30,000. They claim rides will cost 30 to 40 cents per mile, cheaper than most bus tickets. If they pull it off, it revolutionizes transportation. If they don't, well, that's a lot of damaged cars and possibly injured people. Texas was a strategic choice. Unlike California, where Tesla would need permits and extensive testing data, Texas has minimal autonomous vehicle regulations. Austin can't even impose its own rules. One city council member said they have no power over private companies using public roads as testing grounds. It's the Wild West of self-driving. The stakes couldn't be higher. Tesla's entire valuation increasingly depends on autonomy. Elon Musk himself said the only things that matter long-term are self-driving and their Optimus robots. They're literally betting the company on technology that had several days of public testing. Several days. Bloomberg reports the robotaxis will rely on heavy teleoperation, possibly one remote operator per car. So much for full autonomy. It's starting to sound less like the future and more like a very expensive remote control car experiment. Industry experts are split. Some see this as Tesla finally delivering on decade-old promises. Others view it as dangerously premature. The head of Waymo's former CEO didn't mince words, saying Tesla has, quote, failed utterly and completely at autonomous driving for 10 years straight. What happens June 12th will echo through the entire auto industry. Success means Tesla leapfrogs years of careful development by competitors. Failure could set back public trust in self-driving technology for years. And somewhere in between, that's where things get really messy. Partial success with occasional failures when real lives are at stake. This is bigger than Tesla versus Waymo. It's about how we develop potentially dangerous technology. Do we test for years like Waymo, or do we move fast and break things, hopefully not literally, like Tesla? The answer might determine whether your next car has a steering wheel. So what do you think? Is Tesla being bold and innovative, or are they playing Russian roulette with public safety?